Welcome back to AM Northwest. Our next guest is known for telling jokes and reading minds, often at the same time. He blew away the judges on America's Got Talent and is a sensation on London's West End. We welcome to AM Northwest psychic comedian Peter Antoniou. Good morning, Peter. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. We're excited that you're going to be in Portland at Helium. That's going to be fun. I want you to explain how you work because it is fascinating. After I've gone through a ton of videos this morning, just blown away by what you do. Explain how you work with an audience.
Yeah, so it's sort of a fun, interactive show. So there's various parts. For the first half of the show, I'll pick people at random, throwing out a frisbee into the audience, and we'll do some fun sort of mind-reading demonstrations. And then for the second half, I used to work on the psychic phone lines, like a British Miss Cleo, basically.
You really did?
So I give the audience a little taste of that, and everyone gets to think of their names and their zodiac symbols. And I try and pick those out of the crowd and give people readings about questions they might ask a psychic. And it ranges everything from, like, should I take that new job, to like, what color's my underwear? And it's always a great time.
Yeah, it's like people sometimes want to test you.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Yeah, sometimes people just want some insight. Sometimes people want to test me, and like, I'm here for all of it. It's a good, fun, interactive time.
What was it like with America's Got Talent? How was that reaction? Their faces were just they were blown away.
Yeah, no, it was a fun, very stressful. Like, it was the first time I was on the show, we were just coming out of the pandemic. So it all sat inside for the best part of 2 years. And then my first performance back from the pandemic was the audition for America's Got Talent. So there was a little bit of you that goes, do I still remember how to do this?
Yeah.
Which was a lot. But yeah, it was a great experience. I just moved to America when I did it. So it was a great chance just to reintroduce myself to like my new country and get to read minds, even if diving into Simon Cowell's mind was scary at times.
I can imagine his mind would be a little scary. Okay, when did you first realize that you had this talent?
I think I was always a little bit of a weird kid, and I sort of was like obsessed with comic books and loved like the X-Men and was like, oh, I want a superpower. I guess I'll just learn how to read minds. And in that way that kids do, I was like, well, that would be possible. And like my aunt reads tea leaves and palms, so like the fortune telling was always part of the family. And I just spent a lot of time reading books and trying stuff out and annoying my friends during recess. So that was like 10, 11 years old. And it just sort of became a bit of a party trick. And I never thought it would become a show or anything. It was just something fun that I did. And then it sort of ballooned, and I ended up joining an improv troupe and performing comedy around the UK, and then went solo and decided to roll the mind reading into it, and it just sort of snowballed from there.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, can you read my mind? Can you do it through Zoom? Is that possible?
Filthy, not for television.
Okay, yeah. I bet you do run into people where you can't, as you said, Simon Cowell, you can't read their mind, or out loud, you can't say what you heard.
Yeah, no, there is. Yeah, I'm always, especially with the show, very careful about like not blowing up people's spots. We've had a couple of people in the shows lately who have like been with their co-workers and they're thinking, I hate these people. So best not to say those things when they're here. We've all had that experience, but yeah, it's sort of a fun interactive show, and I never expose anyone's dark secrets.
Oh, good. Okay, so if I think of something, can you go with that, or is it too hard in this situation?
Yeah, I normally have to be in the room with the person.
Okay.
Over Zoom is always a little bit trickier because it's
Sure, that makes sense. You do
it. The delay and everything going on.
No worries. The in the Zooms that I've seen, you're so kind to people. You really, how even if something's a little weird, you make it fun, and you're very kind.
Yeah, I think it's important. Like, I firstly, like, having your mind read seems scary. So it's important to me that like the focus of the show is like comedy and having a fun time. And then also, I think that my show wouldn't exist without the audience taking part. So I want to like honor their part in the show, and I don't want to bully them or make them feel stupid, because like I think we've all got weird things about us as well. Like,
yeah.
I think one of the great bits of the show is that you can feel really alone being like, oh, I'm so weird. And then you learn all the other people's stories in the room, and suddenly you go, oh, we're all weird. Like, it's all this wonderful tapestry, and that's a great sort of bonding moment for the whole audience.
Speaking of weird, because you mentioned you were a weird little kid, I did see where you have a unique talent in addition to being a psychic and a comedian. Your beard is used to make you, let's see, how can I say, like to set a record. What is this about, Peter? What is this about?
So it started in 2018. I was on hold with the UK version of the IRS because I needed a login detail. And much like the IRS, if you're trying to talk to them, you're spending an hour or two on the phone. And I had a box of pens on my desk. And I just thought, I wonder how many pens I can fit in my beard. And that became a yearly challenge. And especially, I stopped at the pandemic because my beard was the biggest it's ever been, and I was never going to top that. But
Yeah.
I think we ended up with like 170 pens in my beard at one point, just sort of playing reverse Kaplunk, which was a fun way to entertain. We had to find ways to entertain ourselves when we couldn't go outside, and that was my attempt.
Oh, wow, I love it. You know, you fit right in with the Portland crowd with your beard. That works really well, works very well. What's been the most unusual reading that you've given that stands out to you, even after all the years you've been doing it?
Oh, I think one of the ones that sort of still stays with me a lot was I was doing the show in London and a woman had just found out that she was pregnant with twins and she was at the show with her daughter. And I picked up on this and I was it was in the forefront of our mind. She was focusing on work. She wanted some work advice, but with those sorts of news, it's always right at the front of your brain.
Yeah.
So I got this, and then I didn't know whether I should say it or not. And I asked her, like, "Oh, am I okay to say this? Like, do the people you're with know?" And she said, "No, but you can say it. Like, that's fine." So the way that her daughter found out she was about to have twin siblings was through my show.
That's so great.
And yeah, I think of that often as like, firstly, a great moment for the show, but then also a great honor to be like the one that gets to share that information, and to be given that opportunity was, yeah, sticks with me.
Oh, I love it. When did you actually start becoming the psychic comedian that you are? Like, was there a time when you said, yes, I can take this to the stage?
So I like started doing bits and bobs in high school. There was like, charity events. So I do like a little bit because friends would say, "Oh, he does this mind reading stuff during recess. We should do that for the fundraiser." So I do little bits and bobs. And then when I was at college, I started doing more of it. So probably when I started when I was about 19 building the show.
Wow.
And yeah, that's
look
a
at
very
this.
early photo of me with a helmet of hair. So kudos to your researchers for digging that out of the vault. I've not seen that for a number of years.
I love
Yeah,
it.
that was my first run at the Edinburgh Festival in 2009, maybe.
Wow. And you probably have gotten better over time even. The more you do it, the better you get, the more you hone your skill, right?
Yeah, no, I've found clips from a very early show on an old hard drive and cringed hard. But I think if you don't look at your old work and cringe, then you're not growing, and that's always the best thing. But yeah, this is definitely the happiest I've been with the show, which is, I think, a good place to be.
That's great. You do a fantastic job. You really do. You're at Helium on Saturday, here in Portland on Saturday at 2 o'clock. You're in Bend on Sunday. But you have to promise us the next time that you're in Portland, please come and be on the show live in person.
Absolutely.
Would love that, Peter. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.